So, Dr. Carlo, the last time we met each other was in April, Dubai, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
During the Future Accelerator.
Yes, exactly.
Now it's been already about 5 months, 6 months. Can you tell us what has changed during this time? Like, sum up shortly.
Well, the experience in Dubai with the Dubai Future Accelerator was great. We had the opportunity to meet a lot of companies and to interact with the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority. They were extremely interested in our technology, and that's why we signed a contract with them.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thanks. And we signed a contract for a small-scale installation in Dubai. They ordered around 20 of our holographic modules, which will be installed by the end of the year in their test facility in Dubai. And we are working on this project right now.
Great. So a lot of things happen and you're moving forward.
Yeah, of course.
But coming shortly back to the past, can you tell us your story? How did you come up with this idea? I mean, you are the founding father of the new blockchain technology as well. So how did you come to this?
Well, we have somehow to differentiate here where we started and where we are now. And we started with a great idea on how to improve the performance of solar devices, being that solar modules or any kind of device that can basically convert light into electricity. And that was our drive for several years. And basically we came out with a solution that allows to generate more electricity from the sunlight compared to standard solar modules. And with that idea, that's why we were chosen to participate in the Dubai Future Accelerator. And there we had the chance to meet companies that basically opened up even further our mind to new business opportunities, like, for example, that of the cryptocurrency field.
I'm sorry, if I understand you right, it means that you found a way to manage the light in a much more efficient and much better way than other companies or people did before you.
Exactly. Most of the companies, I would say all the companies that work in this solar field, focus mostly on how you can more efficiently generate electricity, but they don't actually focus on the source of this energy, which is the light. The most widespread material that is used for for light conversion, which is silicon, can convert only one part of the sunlight. And so this sunlight basically is made of different energies or different wavelengths, and only a portion of these wavelengths is actually converted into electricity.
You're talking about the colors, the different colors
Exactly.
that the light has.
So the light is composed of different colors. There are colors that we can see, like the visible light, and colors that we cannot see, like the infrared, or what we like to call the heat. So as I was saying, silicon can convert the visible light and part of this invisible light, but the greater part of this infrared or invisible light is actually not converted. Not only is not converted, but it's also basically increases the temperature of the solar cell. And few people know that the higher is the temperature of your solar cell, the lower is the performance. So you understand that you have part of the light that goes in the direction you want, meaning it generates electricity, and part of the light that actually goes in the wrong direction, that decreases the efficiency of your solar module. So we said, can we play with the light and actually reduce the negative effect of the infrared or invisible light and boost the positive effect of the visible light. And that's where we started. We said, okay, let's play and manage the light in such a way that we can boost the performance of the solar cells. We said the market and the solar market decided to stick with silicon because silicon is an extremely cheap material, is available everywhere on our planet, and is getting cheaper and cheaper day by day. So we said, let's stick on silicon, but let's try to work with the source of energy, the light. So the idea was there from the very beginning, basically somehow filtering the light and getting rid of the negative effect of the infrared light. And we went through a long process of development because there are actually different companies and different also research institutes that've been working on this idea for years. And the main bottleneck here is being able to produce a device or optical device that can be efficient and at the same time can be produced in large scale and at a low cost. There are, as I said, a lot of companies or universities and research institutes that came out with very efficient devices, optical devices, to actually achieve what we do. But then when it comes to bringing this to mass production into the market, that's where we are actually unique. We developed this device, which is basically a film that you can apply onto existing models as well as new models that we developed. And this film actually manages the light.
Can you describe what exactly it does, like what happens there?
Yeah, of course. Basically, this film works as a combination between an optical prism and a lens. So an optical prism separates in space the different colors of the light. On the other hand, a lens concentrates the light. So this film, basically what it does, it separates the different colors and selects only those colors that are suitable for a photovoltaic conversion and concentrates them onto very efficient silicon cell stripes that we integrate in our modules. So by doing that, we can achieve basically, we can increase the efficiency and the performance of the solar modules simply because we get rid of the heat, which has a negative impact on the solar modules, and at the same time we reduce the cost, because it is true that silicon is the cheapest material for photovoltaic conversion, but it's still it accounts for 50% of the cost of the entire solar module. So you understand that by concentrating the light, we can reduce the amount of silicon that we use in the solar module, and at the same time we can keep the same performance or even higher by removing the heat.
When you're talking about the concentration of the light at one point, it reminds me of me being a child and playing with this prism and then putting something on fire. Is it kind of like the way it works? But
it is the way it works, but standard lenses, they just concentrate the entire amount of light. So you have concentration of all the different colors, including the infrared of what I just called heat. So in that case, you were able to actually, with a standard lens that you can buy anywhere, depending on the concentration, you can actually burn a piece of paper if you want. And the reason is because, not only because of the concentration, but also because you're concentrating all the different colors, all the different energies. And the one that mostly contribute to burning your piece of paper is actually the infrared or the invisible light. So that said, if you were to use our film with the same amount of concentration that you have with a standard lens, you wouldn't have the same heating effect, simply because we just get rid of the bigger portion of the light that contributes to heating.
Very interesting. When we're talking, you use the word light and heat so many times. Like, I really feel that you're fascinated by it, that you have passion. So how did it all start? I mean, it's not that you've been fascinated by light just since you started to work for solar bankers. I mean, it should have started much earlier when you were a child or a teenager.
It actually started when I was a child, and I've always been fascinated by light and how it travels, how it propagates, and how it is composed, actually. And then when I started my bachelor and master in electrical engineering, I always had in mind of how light actually brings energy to us. And we are blessed with the amount of energy that every day we receive from the sun. And at that time, we're talking about, I don't know, almost 10 years ago, I was asking myself, why don't we use this energy that we receive every day? What is a bottleneck? Why is the industry not going as fast as we would like? At that time, I mean, the price of solar energy was much higher than what it is now. But still, my question was always, how can we make this better? How can we improve and increase the amount of energy that we can generate with a solar cell? And I don't like to go mainstream, and the industry was going in the direction of improving the device, which is basically at the end of the chain, which is the device that converts light into electricity. I said, let's play with the source. Let's play with the source of energy, with the light itself, and see if we can do something with that. And as I said, the industry spent in the last 10 to 15 years billions and billions of dollars just to slightly improve the efficiency of these solar cells. And my belief was that this is not sustainable. There is a part of this equation that nobody really thought about, which is really the source of this energy. Let's play with the source of energy, with the light, in such a way that we can actually improve the efficiency of converting light into electricity.
So your goal is to give people the possibility to profit from the sun, right?
Exactly. So our drive has always been to give everybody the opportunity to profit from the sun, and that's why we developed these solar modules, which allow to produce electricity at a much lower cost compared to standard solar devices and solar modules. In addition to that, we realized that the energy industry, as it is now, does not really allow to the end consumer to really make profit from the sun. The reason is because the energy market, the energy distribution and generation market, is basically dominated by big companies that monopolize the industry and secure their own profits. Just to give you an idea, these companies actually can produce and buy electricity at a very low cost, and then they sell it to the end consumer at a much higher cost. And so they make profit at the expense of the end consumer. So we want to change this situation by giving the power back to the end consumers. And this is why at Solar Bankers we are developing the first peer-to-peer decentralized energy trading platform, which is powered by solar energy and blockchain. It is basically a platform where everybody can produce electricity from the sunlight using our solar devices, and they can trade the electricity with each other. So they can sell the electricity to their neighbors without the need of going through a middleman in between that actually removes and takes part of the profit from the end consumer.
So this is what, I'm sorry, so this is what your name, solar bankers, and like imply, right?
Exactly. So it's the name itself is a combination between money and sun. And our credo is basically, as I said, giving everybody the opportunity to make profit from the sun. Profit is money, sun, it's the source of energy. So we, by developing this blockchain platform as well as our solar devices, we want to really give everyone the opportunity to produce electricity, clean electricity from sunlight at the lowest cost possible, and also being able to make a further profit by selling this electricity in a local marketplace without the need of giving away their profit to any middleman.
Coming back to the blockchain question, if I'm correct, and just correct me in case I'm not. Right now, there are three technologies that we have, which is Bitcoin, the Ethereum, and the third one is the Skyledger that belongs to you.
So the blockchain is now really exploding, and people are trying to implement this new technology in different areas, and one of those is energy, and so Bitcoin and Ethereum are two implementations of blockchain, and in our idea and the way we see it, they have some major flaws that actually prevent the implementation of these two blockchain technologies into the energy field. And they are extremely energy inefficient, meaning that they require actually a lot of energy to just run this technology. And plus they do not allow like very fast transactions. And of course, if you want to implement this technology at the very large scale, like worldwide, you need to be able to process transactions in seconds, like for a Visa transaction. And on the other hand, these technologies are still like quite slow, and transactions happen in minutes or hours. And this is, of course, is not sustainable if you want to have like a very large marketplace.
Can you describe in details what is different about the Skyledger? So how can we imagine, like, is it a platform? Is it the software? What is it? How?
So basically the Skyledger is a blockchain platform that was developed by the early coders of Bitcoin, which realized that Bitcoin was not going in the direction of that Satoshi, the main brain behind Bitcoin, originally foreseen and had in mind. So they decided actually to fork and to create a new platform that would solve the main flaws with Bitcoin and the other blockchain technologies. So it is a platform that allows very fast transactions. We're talking about transactions in seconds instead of minutes or hours. It is a technology that implements a new consensus algorithm that has nothing to do with the proof of work of proof of stake that Bitcoin and Ethereum actually use. It is the only truly decentralized blockchain technology.
So all of the blockchains in the Skyledger are independent of each other, right? So you don't have to wait until the improvement from another blockchain to be able to create your own one.
So most, let's say, I would say like almost 100% of the ICOs or the new tokens or cryptocurrencies that have been and are still being developed and created are based on Ethereum. Ethereum is very convenient because it allows you to create a new token with very little effort, but all the new tokens are built on the same blockchain as Ethereum. So, and as you can imagine, like the more tokens you have on the same blockchain, the more are the transactions. Now, these transactions need to be processed, and if you increase the amount of transactions, then the blockchain will somehow saturate, and this is what's going on already in Ethereum. Actually, the founding father of Ethereum said that it will take him 2 to 5 years to actually reach the stage in which transaction can be processed in seconds. And so this is really the main bottleneck that Ethereum has. On the other hand, Skyledger is already there. We can process transactions in seconds, and each and every coin that is created on Skyledger is actually has its own blockchain. So you don't have any problem with saturating the blockchain, the original blockchain, because it's a new one. So your coin or your token is completely independent from another coin that is developed with the same technology. And this is what makes the Skyledger unique and what makes Suncoin unique.
So basically, you give people the freedom and independence in the financial way as well.
Exactly. So the way Suncoin was developed is that it is basically a way for everybody to profit from the sun and to have access to a series and a set of business opportunities. Like, for example, when you actually buy Suncoins, you can trade Suncoins in exchanges and exchange Suncoin for other cryptocurrencies or for fiat money. This is only one opportunity, but you can always use Suncoins to actually buy cheap and clean electricity from our network, or you can use Suncoin to buy our solar devices, which, as we said before, are devices that we developed and we patented in more than 35 countries worldwide, and which allow to produce electricity at the lowest cost in the market. And then finally, you can also trade your Suncoin for CO2 certificates, which give our backers a further speculation opportunity.
So this is the connection between the Suncoin and your photovoltaic devices that you offer. Right?
Exactly. So basically, you can, with Suncoin, you can buy cheap electricity, but you can also exchange your Suncoin for our solar devices. Now, talking about the solar devices that we have, our idea was to basically make every building, every house self-sustained from an energy standpoint. So that's why we developed a series of devices that allow you to produce electricity in your house, and so you can purchase from us solar panels, but also solar windows, which are windows that produce electricity. Then you can buy solar tiles or energy. We have other devices that can actually recycle the light that you produce in your room, or it's like, artificial light. So this set of devices give you the opportunity to actually produce electricity in your house, and once you have that, you can decide what to do with the electricity. You can either use it for your own purposes, or if you actually produce more electricity than what you consume, you can sell it to your neighbor and make profit. So when it comes to the technical details of our devices, our solar modules and solar devices have the highest output per square meter on the planet. We can produce up to 300% more electricity compared to standard solar devices, and that's why we are unique. So we are aware that in the crypto space there are other companies that are actually trying to achieve what we want to do, meaning the peer-to-peer energy trading, and we are unique for different reasons. One is because we are not a startup. We're a company that was founded back in 2008, and with expertise in different areas, not only in the solar energy area, but also in marketing and financial side.
I'm sorry, could you talk a little bit more about the team? I mean, at the end, when you invest in the project, you invest in the team.
That is true, and that's why I mean, we have our CEO, Mr. Alfred Jost. He's a former investment banker and he's been an international entrepreneur now for more than 25 years. He has a lot of experience worldwide in the financial sector as well as in the solar business, and he's been involved in several solar related projects in East Asia as well as in Europe. And then there's me. I'm the CTO of the company.
He's the banker and you're the seller.
Exactly. So I'm let's say the expert in the technology, and not only the solar technology but also the blockchain technology. And then we have a marketing team. We have Frank Barton, which is our marketing director. And then we have also advisor from the blockchain side. The mind behind the new blockchain platform, which is Brandon. Brandon is one of the early developers of Bitcoin that decided to transition into this new blockchain platform. And then we have Jane Zhang. Jane is she's an incredible entrepreneur that is now into this new blockchain business, and she was one of the early investors in Alibaba. So, and she really has, that drive towards business, and she knows from the very beginning whether a business will be successful or not. And so we have a very strong team. And so this is not the only unique point about our company. The other difference is the technology, and not only the solar technology that we talk about, but also the blockchain technology. As I said, all the other companies in the crypto space are using Ethereum. And Ethereum has the problem that we just mentioned, basically the transaction rate and the limitation with the proof of stake that actually has some very strong centralizing tendencies. We, on the other hand, develop a blockchain platform or technology that it's truly decentralized and that allows very fast transactions, actually with no fees. You're not paying any fee for the transaction, but we use a different algorithm that actually allows you to accumulate coin hours. The way it works is that when you hold Suncoins in your wallet, you actually accumulate coin hours, and with these coin hours you can process the transaction. So let's say that you held your Suncoin, one single Suncoin for 1 hour, then you have 1 Suncoin hour, and you can use that Suncoin hour to pay for your transaction. So technically speaking, you're not spending any part of your Suncoin, any part of your stake to actually make the transaction, and you're not paying anything for it. On the other hand, in Ethereum, you have to pay a part of your Ethereum to actually process the transaction. So this is another unique feature about Skyledger, and yeah, this is pretty much it.
I'm amazed. The diversity that you offer is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we really believe that this is the future of blockchain, and we really believe that blockchain is gonna change the way we live and many industries, and of course the energy industry is included.
Dr. Carlo, we've mentioned before that you were working on the project in Dubai, but it's not the only one, the project that you have at the moment, right? Can you tell us a little bit more about other projects you're working on?
Yeah, of course. So regarding the development of the peer-to-peer energy platform, trading platform, we recently secured a pilot project in China, where we are going first to test our peer-to-peer energy trading platform. And in addition to that, in parallel to that, we will also install the system in Turkey, where we have a local partner that is specialized and has a very strong expertise in smart meters. And after that, once the pilot projects are up and running and we've done some testings, we will expand to other countries, including not only Asia, but also Europe and United States.
Could you please explain how does the peer-to-peer communication works? Like, it's like I have my energy and I go to my neighbor and ask him to buy it, or how can I imagine it?
It is actually much simpler than that. So you will be producing electricity in your house using our solar devices, and you just sit in your house with your smartphone, and you will be able, using our app, to actually monitor the amount of electricity you're producing and you're consuming. So in case you're actually producing more electricity than what you're consuming, you can simply sell the electricity to your neighbors using our app. So you place the order, you write the amount of electricity that you want to sell, you write the price that you want to set, and if there is someone else on the other side of the network that wants to buy your electricity, then you're good to go.
And when will we be able to purchase your devices?
So we recently signed an agreement with the government in Turkey that actually gave us the go for installing and starting a manufacturing facility in Turkey. We should receive very soon the financing for starting this manufacturing facility. So we're talking about from 18 months from now, we will have our manufacturing facility up and running. But before that, we will have also the peer-to-peer energy trading technology up and running. And what is important as well, that we allow everyone to be part of this system and of this community, as long as you purchase Suncoins. So that means that if in the meanwhile you have already your solar module installed in your house, you can participate and be part of the network, even if you don't have our solar devices.
And it's going to be possible to buy it online, or you're going to have stores, or how is it going to work?
You will be able to buy our devices online simply using the Suncoins. So by exchanging Suncoins for our devices. So you can actually enjoy the fast transactions in our blockchain and receive your devices directly at home without, going to any shop, or it's everything, it goes in the direction that you can do everything from your home.
Yeah. So guys, you're shaping the future, basically.
Yeah, we're doing our best.